Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, boys and girls, wherever you're listening from. Mudsy here from Muay Thai Interviews once again. And my next guest, he hails from Stockholm, Sweden, and fights out of Odenplan Fight Gym. He is a kickboxer and Muay Thai fighter, a former 70 kilogram Yokkao world champ. He is a five-time Swedish champion. He has fought on Glory Kickboxing and in Japan on the K1 stage. He's beat fellow Swedish, now turned UFC fighter David Timor back in the days. I'm joined by Sonny Dahlback. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. How are you?
Good, thanks, mate. What's been happening?
Oh, quite a lot actually. Been fighting and then breaking my leg and I'm trying to rehab and everything. So it's been a bumpy road lately, actually.
I know, mate. I know. I was actually looking up your highlights today, and I've just had the whole day. I've just had that "Sonny, it used to be," that
Yeah,
song stuck in my
and
head.
I love that one. That's my intro song every Friday I have.
It works, man. It's catchy.
It
It's
is.
catchy.
It's
Um,
funny. It's funny. I like the energy of it.
Definitely, man. It's fun. It's exciting. It's not too serious, and you seem to have fun when you're walking out there to it.
Yep, I do.
So, mate, the first question, and the one question that I like to ask all my guests is, how long have you been training for, and how did you find Muay Thai or K1?
Actually, I started when I was turning 13. Like randomly, actually, we used to live in Spain with my family, and my mom and dad dropped me off in a Spanish school to start off with, and I didn't speak any Spanish at all. My mom's from Singapore, my dad's Swedish, so my dad found a house in Spain, and then we came to the school, and after school, we didn't have anything to do, and there was one British girl in my class, and she was doing kickboxing over there. So like automatically, I became friends with her because I could speak English with her, and then me and my sister went with her for one time to a session, and just liked it, and got into it. So yeah, that was 2004 or 2005. I think there's a 2004. Yeah,
So it was kickboxing you found, and then you sort of just gradually transitioned, or you do kickboxing, but then you transitioned into Muay Thai as well.
yeah, it was more like in Spain at that time they called it Muay Thai or Thai boxing, but they didn't really know. I mean, the trainer was good, but I think we trained more kickboxing than Muay Thai over there.
Yeah. So can you, because I know you can obviously speak English and you can speak Swedish. I hope I got that right. So can you actually
Yep.
speak Spanish as well?
Yeah, I do know. I learned how to speak Spanish quite fluently. I lived there for 2.5 years, and I've always seen myself as have a good ear for languages. So I love languages and like to learn new stuff all the time.
I'll
So I
tell
learned how
you,
to speak Spanish.
I'll tell you what, mate. You're doing better than me and most people. I struggle just to speak English. You can speak three fluent languages.
Yeah, man.
So
That's good.
so what was it that attracted you to kickboxing and Muay Thai and make you want to keep going?
In the beginning, it was just to find a new hobby, to make time go by because we didn't have like it was super boring after school like in Spain because we didn't have any friends in the beginning. So from that I just kept going, and then I liked the training. I liked the sensation of being that exhausted, after a session, um, but just feeling super super happy. Everyone who has done any martial art knows the feeling of the endorphins in your body just floating around. And then we moved back to Sweden in 2006, and from there we started Muay Thai at a gym that I was at for 8 years, more or less. And from then I found a team. I had a trainer that cared a lot about me. Uh, and that I think that the teamwork in a single sport, or what do you call it? Not a team sport.
Yep.
The teamwork in it was it's everything because otherwise I wouldn't be where I'm at or where I was, or so it's super important with the people driving you to your goals.
Yeah, because I've noticed from watching your fights, you're always extremely fit. You've got a great gas tank, and you rarely start slow, and you always maintain a high work rate throughout the entire fight from start to finish. How important to you is it to have good cardio and like you'd like to sustain that fast pace for the duration of the fight and drag your opponent into deep waters?
Um, I mean, I've heard that before that I have a good gas tank, but my trainers they're never satisfied. And I always feel worse in like coming up to fights in the final sessions of the fight because also then your body is super tired and you just want to rest. But I think that I think a part of it is genetical. Like I think something in me is made for this, and even though I'm not the best trained fighter, sometimes then I still can go on, because I would hate, it would be disrespectful to the trainers, to the opponent, to the fans, for everyone for me to gas out. That's kind of our only responsibility to have, like we have,
I like we were talking about before, but I've got a confession to make. I'm a little bit late to the Sonny Dalbeck party
Mhm.
because I only found out about you um, at the beginning of this year when I saw you training at Sitmunchai. And
Yeah.
I sent a message to my mate, and I was like, "Who's that? Who's that kicking pads in those orange shorts?" And Willie was like, "Oh, that's Sonny. Yeah, he's chill. You should, yeah, talk to him." And I was like, "All right, Sonny Dalbeck. All right, I'll go look him up." And did a bit of looking on YouTube and Facebook and whatnot. And I was like, "Shit, this guy's like fought in glory." So I
Mm.
apologise that I'm late to the party, but better late than never, right?
I'm happy you arrived.
Hey mate, I'm stoked you giving me the chance to have a chat. So thanks for that. But
No
in
problem.
saying that, do you have a preference as to like whether you fight Muay Thai or K1 because they're both two contrasting styles?
Um, my heart is in Muay Thai always. I love the clinch. I love the 5 rounds. I appreciate a 5 round clinch fight. In K1 that's not allowed. Um, I love elbows, and that's the cool thing I love about Muay Thai. You can be a K1 fighter and fight Muay Thai, um, but if you're a Muay Thai fighter in K1, then your many of your weapons are not allowed. Dutch kickboxing is super good for K1 in Japan because you can hold a very tight guard. You don't let the elbows through. There's no elbows. Um, but that would be my way of defeating a Dutch kickboxer in Muay Thai. Clinching and locking him up and elbowing away with my teeps and everything. So fighting in K1 for me it's worked quite well, but um, automatically I catch kicks sometimes, and that's not allowed either. So there's a lot of stuff that you need to think about, and the more you need to think in a fight, the worse it is. That's quite logical, right?
Yeah. And I was actually wondering, would you be able to explain to myself and for the people listening the scoring in K1? Because I like to think that I'm pretty good at judging Muay Thai fights, but I just don't understand the rule set and the scoring for K1.
Yeah. Uh, I mean, it's I don't know if I'm totally off, but I would say that K1 is more one punch, one kick, 1 point, than Muay Thai. And Muay Thai in a 5 round fight, you can lose the first, second, and ish third round, and then the fourth and fifth you can come back stronger. You can show big heart, and then the judges score an overall score, right?
Yeah.
In K1 is more. It's 1 round. Points per 1 round, points by each round, and the if I kick over his forearms all the time and I move him, that's not the same as him punching me in my head, but it doesn't mean that it's the same power. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just see K1 as more high paced points than damage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I watch Muay Thai, I can see somebody kicking 10 times, but you don't the opponent don't even move it, he doesn't even feel it, and then he punches one, two, three, and then the other guy flies or whatever, or he kicks and he catches the kicks and he sweeps him. Versus in K1, the kicks over the forearms are not points in the same way as clear clear hits.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for clearing that up, mate. That's
I don't know if if it was a good explanation now, but
no, no.
but that's kind of how I see it at least.
Yeah, no. Good good stuff. Because I think probably I'm probably being a little bit biased too. Like when I watch it, I'm sort of like scoring it in my head as if I was scoring a Muay Thai fight, but obviously
Yeah,
they're not the same.
no, different sports, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. And when you're training for either a K1 or Muay Thai fight, depending on which style you're fighting, does your training differ because of the contrasting styles? Like whereas K1 is quite fast paced and Muay Thai you tend to start slow and finish strong.
I tend to not think about it too much because it just fucks up my game a little bit, I think. But of course, if I'm going to fight in a big K1 show, like if I'm going to fight in Japan or in a tournament or whatever, then we don't necessarily train a lot of elbows, you know. For example, train a little bit more combinations, moving around, than pure Muay Thai. But something there, if I train for Muay Thai fight, I train how I train, but with a little twist, not too much.
And because you are Muay Thai fighter at heart, do you ever get tempted in your kickboxing fights to throw a cheeky little elbow sometimes?
I have not been yet, but like clinching and catching kicks, that's more automatically set for me, you know. I can understand if Jodson Clay fights K1 and if he accidentally, you know, because that's an automatic reflex. Of course, it's not for me as well, but not. I don't have 350, 400 fights, so it's not that automatic to me.
Yeah. And in 2012, I want to talk about one of your fights here. You fought in a 16-man Glory Eliminator, where
Yep.
at the time you were the youngest fighter to make it through to the semi-final, but you lost to Robin van Roosmalen. I actually
Yep.
watched that fight, and you looked quite annoyed with yourself, having been dropped once in each round, but showing your toughness before the ref stopped it. Because I thought you were actually winning that first, or before you got dropped, you were using your jab and your teeps to keep him at bay, and using that really, really effectively. And he sort of, you could see he was getting a little bit frustrated with you using your range and your distance so well. But looking back on that fight, even though you didn't win it, what are some of the positives that you took away from that fight?
Um, I mean, getting in the ring with Robin van Roosmalen, who is who was back then and still is a beast. Um, I mean, I'm super proud of myself. And getting there was just as hard. I fought the first fight in the tournament. I fought Warren Stevelmans, and I remember seeing him the first time, 2009, when I won my first Swedish championships. And I thought to myself, oh my God, I mean, I would never get in the ring with that guy because he's a fucking beast, you know. He's wow. He fought Orono Pechbun that evening, and he lost that fight. But I still thought he was a beast, you know. And then I fought him in Stockholm on May 26th, I think, 2012, and dominated that fight and won by unanimous decision and dropped him in the first round. And that for me was like, that was huge because I've seen this guy up here, you know, and then I'm in the ring with him and I'm actually winning and I'm dominating the fight. That was a big win for me. And then going from that, I was going to fight Albert Kraus, but he had to withdraw because he was sick. And then I fought Yoshio Sato in Rome, the first fight of the night. And him as well, a legend in my eyes. You know, he's fought Buakaw. He knocked out Buakaw. I don't know if it was a set match or not, but knocked him out as well, and got in the ring with Roosmalen. And I just think, no excuses, but I was very inexperienced, a little bit small, you know, a little bit puppyish in my body. I wasn't that strong, but I had a good game plan, and if I would just have been a little bit more experienced, I think that I would keep my shin down, even though he would keep coming with those flurries of punches. Because I knew that I was doing the right thing, and I got him. I held him at bay and kept kicking and teeping and jabbing, and thought I was winning actually. But you know, it's frustrating. But at that level, you can't afford any mistakes at all. You can't is you can't say that you're just unexperienced because then you lose.
Yeah. And I've got to ask this question. Is Ruz Marlin one of the hardest punches you've ever fought?
Um, not hardest punches. He's a very good puncher, but the thing he does is that he after one like many Muay Thai fighters with punches, they punch one, two, or one only singles.
Yeah.
But what he does, he keeps punching and then he's very accurate as well. So the first punch gets you, and then you're a little bit dizzy, and the second, third, fourth punch, that's the one that's the one that they don't see. But I fought punchers who punched me harder, but he's where he's at for a reason, and he's one of the best in the world, and I'm just proud to have fought him, and that we won the fight of the night that night as well. And he told me that when I was back that night, 2012, I was young, and he told me that I showed a better fight than Giorgio Petrosian, and that was a big deal for me back then.
Oh, mate.
Still is, of course.
Getting a compliment like that's got to
Yeah,
lift your
yeah.
spirits.
Yeah, I did a lot.
And you know how you just mentioned you were possibly going to fight Albert Kraus. Have you seen? I've actually seen a video of him on YouTube where he went to Thailand and he jumped in the ring and fought like it looked like he was at like a beer bar or
Yeah,
something.
bar. Yeah, I saw that as well.
And he just
It,
flogged this Thai like just smashed him
yeah,
with body rips.
I was like, I mean, that was quite huge, and like it went viral because huge K1 star gets in the bar. That's kind of stupid, but we've all been drunk, we've all done stupid things. So I mean, I can't say that I never would have done it if my guys, with my boys would be there behind me. Come on, bro, do it. We can win. We can win buckets or whatever. you know.
I felt sorry for that Thai man. He was just
Yeah,
crumbling
yeah.
on the
Yeah,
mat. I don't think
I
they
mean,
realised who
you
he
can get
was.
hurt. Yeah, you can get hurt for real, and I don't think Ty expected someone as Albert Kraus getting in the ring with him. Oh well.
And he looked like he was in holiday mode. So yeah, I'd hate to
Yeah,
see what he was like in once he's
yeah,
in training.
yeah, exactly. True that.
um, Now, mate, I'm also keen to talk about when you won your Yokkao 70 kilogram world title against Jordan Watson the first time you two fought. You showed again your superior fitness to overwhelm him, and you got the finish in round 4. How satisfying was it to get that win and to get that belt, that world title?
Oh, that day, that night was one of my proudest moments in my life. I've watched Jordan Watson for so long as well. He's fought the best for so long. He's been at the top for so long, and I've never really realized that I'm there as well. And when I got the offer to fight him at Yokkao, I took it directly because, even though somewhere or like in my conscious mind, don't think I'm gonna win, I still somehow think that I'll win or put on a good fight. And coming there to Yokkao, it was actually not going to be a title fight, but the night before with the pre-press conference, then they.
Sorry, guys, we just lost connection there, but we're back. And Sonny was just telling us how the night before the original fight wasn't supposed to be a world title fight, but the night before, Sonny.
Yeah, exactly. The night before, the promoters asked me to ask him in the press conference if he would want to put the title on the line, and he did. So I was talked about that, and then all of a sudden it became a title fight, one title fight. And going into that fight as well, I mean, it was. I mean, I knew it was going to be hard and tough. And he's a super strong kicker. But I mean, after a while, I knew I had to get on his inside, and I knew that I had to use my elbows and boxing, get in, because I couldn't stand on distance with him because he would be kicking all the time, countering. That's what I did, and just kept every round I kept getting more and more aware of that it was going good. I think he was leading on points, first, second round, third round even, but in the end of the night I got the win, and I got the knockout. So I was super happy. I can't even explain. I just stood there My friends were there, um, and I mean it was the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, mate, you definitely look like you thoroughly enjoyed that and sort of
Mhm.
look like a relief too to finally win it.
Yeah, it was.
Now, mate, like apart from like the norm, like hitting pads, running, skipping, bag work, sparring, all that sort of stuff, what other methods of training do you do to enhance your fitness and ensure you are at peak fitness come fight time?
I don't do anything. I mean, there's no secret techniques, unfortunately. I just, hard training. I try to live my life as well when I don't have any fights booked. I'm not gonna lie and say that I train all year round super super hard because uh, I think that I know that when you're happy, when you feel good, then that's the best way to train. And I love when I train. I love like upcoming fights, but I also need my time to relax. And whether it's party or whether it's traveling or girls or whatever you do, then you need the time away.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, yeah, so we just running, skipping, pads. In the end of the day, I'm going to be in the ring with a guy, kicking and punching him for 5 rounds. So pads, I should do the pads for 10 rounds. More or less. That's my way of seeing it.
Do you like do much like strength and conditioning or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, um, rather later in my career now than I've started with it. I didn't do that much when I was younger, but I've noticed a lot, balance and strength, like core strength when I kick and when I get back, and just being more stable in my stance and everything. So that's the best part of that. Um, and I've just been tweaking, like different exercises, tweaking them to be as explosive as possible, or as good for my sport as possible.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Nice. Nice. And another thing I'd like to ask you is, at one point, a while back now, you were meant to fight a guy called Andy Risty on Glory, but that never happened. Has there ever been talk since of another fight with him? Because man, like apart from watching yourself, I really love watching that guy fight as well because he's unorthodox. He's got a crazy style
Yeah.
and he just hits people from weird angles. I think that would make a great fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I was supposed to fight him in LA, I think, but I had at that time I had, I mean, a lot of personal issues with my old gym, and it was a very dark time for me. I was thinking like to quit training because there was too much shit happening, and I knew myself that there was no way in the world that I could be there at my old gym training hard and then going to LA to fight a guy at that level, because I was super 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 depressed, and so I had to back out, and that was the reason that the Glory had to tear my contract up, and I understand that, but it was, you know people think people have to know that the athletes are humans as well, and if we're not in a happy place, of course we have to plunge through it sometimes, but we're just humans as well, and I was just super depressed, and like I'm happy that I came back, because there was a lot of dark thoughts in my head at that time.
Yeah, and like if your head's not in the right place, man, there's no point doing it because you won't be doing it for the right reasons, and I
Oh,
guess
exactly.
that's when it's not fun. Then you don't
Mm.
want to do something that's not fun at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that you're at Odenplan Gym, is that actually your gym or is that just another gym that you've moved to?
No, it's a gym that I started with a couple of buddies of mine. We started 2014, I think, or yeah, March 2014. And since then we've been the best gym in Sweden. We won um, the most Swedish championships. We have the best girls in the world fighting out of us, out of our gym. One of them, Sofia Olofsson, she's fighting now Glory in New York against Tiffany Van Soest, I think her name is. She's Sophia's been winning the World Championships, World Games, European Championships, Swedish Championships, everything she's fought. She won. She became the WMC World Champion as well, and she's been crushing everything. So we started that gym together with a couple of guys, and then that's where I'm at now.
So is your gym purely a fight gym, or can anyone go and train there?
Um, the best part is that everybody can come train, and we have different classes, of course, like beginners, intermediate, advanced, and competition level. Um, but the part is that Sweden, like martial arts, is getting big in Sweden, and everywhere in the world, and people are starting to see that you don't need to be an ex-criminal to be a fighter, or you don't, it's a way of working out that works for everybody, and I'm happy to see that we're a lot of women at our gym, because yeah, back in the day, they didn't really dare to go down to to a fighting gym, you know.
Yeah.
So we have different classes every day, like strength and conditioning, CrossFit types of sessions. We have Muay Thai, clinching, sparring, everything for everyone.
So you don't you don't incorporate any CrossFit or anything of that into your training?
um, I've done, but like with my PT, with my trainer, with my personal trainer at
Yep.
the gym, then we can focus a lot more on those muscles that I need, to get stronger at, than doing a circuit training session where I maybe don't think about technique and then maybe fuck up something with my body, you know. But sometimes, of course, but the focus is more strength and conditioning is at the gym with my trainer.
Yeah. And doing the actual exercises that like mimic and are good for your movements. Rather not they're not like
Exactly.
not bodybuilding muscles basically.
Exactly. No, exactly.
Yeah.
No, so, but then the CrossFit and stuff, like, it's not CrossFit. I mean, but it's that type of training, and that's more for conditioning, and just keep going, and then intervals between 40 seconds, and then relax 20 seconds, and 40 seconds, and then, you know.
Yeah, sort of like mimicking like a fight.
Yeah,
You're going hard, then you have a quick little
exactly.
reset
Yeah.
yourself, and then going again. Yeah, I got you. Now, mate, back in February, you put up a post on Facebook saying you were the fittest you'd been in a long time, and something you were extremely proud of. But 2 weeks after putting up that post, you ended up breaking your leg and went from being on top of the world to feeling like you were at the bottom.
Yeah.
How did that actually happen, and how are you remaining so positive and focused throughout your recovery?
Um, it has not been easy. I mean, feeling fit was good, and then but there was no way in the world that I could foresee that I would break my leg in a fight. It could have happened in K1 in Japan. Now it happened in the Swedish Championships. Um, I got my opponent on the knee. I had extreme bad luck, so my leg snapped. And I tried to, like, so there's the two bones in the shin, your shin.
Yep.
So I kicked, and then I went back, and then I felt my bone, my leg bending, but in the bone, not in the, it was super weird. So I just lay down. I've seen at that time, like, in the heat of the moment, I didn't know there was two bones in the shin. So I laid down there, but my foot wasn't hanging either. So which you've seen on YouTube. So I was like, shit, my leg's off, but it was still straight. So I was like, shit, am I being pussy? Am I being pussy now? Like, am I, am I imagining this? But then I, like, saw, like, my leg bending out from my from my shin, and then the doctors came in, and I knew that my leg was off, and then they had to pull it back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, aligning the shit. But that was super weird, Actually, it didn't hurt anything because of the adrenaline and stuff. And then I got out of the ring. They had a stretcher there, actually. I looked at it, told them to fuck off. Whatever. I would never want to leave a ring in a stretcher. That's what you call it, right? Stretcher. That you carry people out. Yeah,
Yeah.
a stretcher.
Yep. Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
I told them to fuck off because I'll jump through out of the ring myself.
Yeah.
um, so it was just super weird, and I got to the ambulance, and everything was good. I didn't feel any pain at all. It didn't hurt anything. I got the cast. Nothing hurt at all. Um, and then I was supposed to have the cast for 8 weeks. And I thought, oh shit, I'm gonna be climbing the walls at home. I can't do anything. And then from the cast, uh, I'm very limited by how much it hurts. So it didn't hurt anything. So what I did, stupid enough, I went out partying anyways with my crutches, and then I threw my crutches, was dancing on my cast and shit, like a fucking retard. I was too stupid, you know. But I didn't know what else to do because there was nothing I could do, you know.
Yeah.
It's not an excuse. That's just how I am as a person. So I came back to the hospital a couple of weeks later, or a week later, and told me that my bone had slipped down, like it was crooked again. Probably because of that I've been jumping on and shit. So I had to have surgery anyway, and then the surgery was one of the worst pains in my life. You know, afterwards my knee was so swollen. Um, it hurt so much. It was so bad. I mean, I can't even explain it. I got like an epidural. So when you get birth, you know, you give you get epidural. But still, I was feeling pain in my leg, which was fucked up because I didn't feel anything at all, but it still hurt.
Yeah.
I just felt so small, you know, in the hospital, and then I actually, like, without feeling, I pissed my pants in the bed, and I mean, that was one of the lowest points in my life, where, you know, you feel so small, you feel so helpless, everything's fucked up, you just a long way back, and everything was just fucked. So I was in a dark place, but I tried to stay happy because I knew, and I know that one of the easiest things in the world to do, when you're injured or when you're sad or whatever, is to drown your sorrows with alcohol, women, drugs, whatever the fuck you want. And I knew that I could easily do that, but I try to stay confident, like, okay, this is gonna be good, this is gonna be good. And then things were getting better, and then a couple of weeks later, I got an infection in my leg, and a blood infection that actually almost cost me my leg. And that was fucked up, you know. I get emotional talking about it because,
No, that's fine, mate. Take your time.
dude, that was a feeling that I can't explain because, I mean, it was just terrible. But fortunately, I got to the hospital. They drained my leg. I had antibiotics for like 3 months. So it's been hell. But staying positive is one of the most important things in your life. Like, whether it's my career fighting, or you've been through a fucked up childhood, like, people who see through that and develop from it, they're my idols, you know. Yeah, because the easiest way is to fuck yourself up, to forget everything.
Yeah, man. Thanks for sharing that raw, honest account. And how has the rehab and recovery been coming along? And where are you at in terms of, like, what you can and can't do in training at the moment?
So now I was at the hospital a couple of weeks ago, mid June. No, in the beginning of June. Sorry, no, mid June. Yeah, and the doctors gave me they gave me good message that my bone, or my skeleton is just 100% healed now, and that for me was, as well, you know, something that I never expected this early. So 4 months have gone by, and I'm 100% healed. So they were like, oh, you heal up like a baby, and that includes, you know, breaking my leg, having the cast, having surgery, having the infection, and I'm just blessed and happy to be 100% back. Although I can't kick with my left leg yet, because sometimes it hurts. But with time, I'm able to kick the right kick and do everything else that I want.
Yeah, and you even lost. You're telling me you've lost probably about 11 kilos since your accident. How's that? Are you putting the weight back on slowly?
Yeah, I lost 11 kilos. My left leg was a little was so thin, and that, you know, it's, for me, it's a macho thing maybe, but I didn't feel like a man in some way. I don't know if you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
But losing that much and, like, being just weak was the worst feeling ever. Now I'm getting back, since I couldn't use my legs for a couple of months. I couldn't even stand on it. So of course your muscles won't work. I mean, even just walking around outside, your muscles work, but I couldn't do anything. But now I'm on my way back, and I got about 4 or 5 kilos back. I got 4 or 5 kilos that I need to gain more. But I'm just I don't care about the weight right now. I just care that I'm healthy, that I'm allowed to do anything, as long as it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, nice one, mate. Nice. And mate, fighting on the world stage at such an elite level has taken you to some pretty cool countries. You fought on some top level shows against some of the best in the world. Mate, once you're all healed up and you're back in action, what can we expect to see from you, and what are your plans moving forward?
For me, the biggest challenge for myself is to get back in the ring. And I fight. I rather lose to the best in the world than to fight losers who I win against easily.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm proud of, because there's a lot of fighters nowadays who become world champion or European champions by fighting weird organizations that don't count.
Yeah.
But next thing for me is just, I don't want to stress it either, because I know that I could, in my mind, the person, I would punch through it and just kick with my left and not feel it, and then fuck up myself even more. But I need to be smart now, because I know that there's a future, even after fighting and everything. But hopefully I'll be fighting in February, March again. And I'm gonna start off hopefully in Thailand. I'm gonna go back to Chiang Mai, to my second home. I love that place, like, above everything in the world. I mean, I just love it because it's so peaceful there. You focus on what you love, and the people there are just the best ever. So I'm gonna go there, train, and then hopefully have a fight at Max Muay Thai or whatever, and then start like a little bit lower level opponents than I fought, and then just try to conquer the world.
Nice one, brother. Nice. And mate, if people want to contact you, stay up to date with like your training and your fight news and all that sort of stuff, have you got like a Facebook page, Instagram, all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I do. It's the same name everywhere. It's the thing, the social media tool I use the most is Instagram, but it's Sonny Dahlbeck. I have Facebook, Twitter, on Instagram. So that's where I'm at. And it's Sonny, Sanny Dahlbeck. That's how I spell my name. That's how you can check my videos on YouTube as well.
Awesome, mate. And mate, last but not least, anyone you wish to thank or give a shout out to?
Yeah, regarding this past 6 months of my life, being as shitty as it gets, well, I would just give a shout out to my friends and family who has been there more mentally and physically as well, but mentally for me, because otherwise I know that either I would be so deep in the dark thoughts or whatever that I wouldn't find my way back. So it's because of them that I'm happy, and I'm back to achieve my goals.
Awesome, mate. Well, mate, thanks so much for sharing your story with us, and mate, it's I can only imagine it's only going to get better from here, man. Onwards and upwards.
Yeah, well, it's got to be, because I had a lot of bad luck in the beginning of this year, so I just can't wait. I was thinking of having my first fight after the injury and stuff again, and I was imagining winning it, and I got tears in my eyes, because I was just happy. I'm gonna be so proud of myself getting through all of this and getting back in the ring, actually, hopefully.
Nice, mate. Well, thank you for giving us all such a raw and honest and account of your life and your training and everything, and it's very much appreciated, mate. Have a good one.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you, buddy.